And the way I am, like, let's say I was diagnosed with dyslexia. I don't have it. I've just been diagnosed with it. Like I'm like there will be zero acknowledgement of it. And then of course I could, if I start looking for examples now of things that may have been said or put on me, of identities I could have taken on, I would find them, but it doesn't benefit me to do that one bit. And when you remember that you're free to put on whatever identity you want to, it changes everything. But when you start off a statement by saying, as a this, that's the identity you're putting on. As a person with this disease, or even as a rapper, I've said that plenty of times. I'm limiting myself to the viewpoints that only a rapper can have. Like, but I'm limited by putting that on at all, and we shouldn't even put any of these on. Or if we're gonna say, like you said, if we're gonna say as a something, say as a perfect creation by a perfect creator. I choose to look at the world this way.
But I'm gonna tell you what's even colder about what you're saying is, like, you're saying I'm conforming in a sense to whatever a rapper is. The crazy part about it is it's not even whatever a rapper is. It's only what your thoughts of a rapper is. Like, that's even smaller than what a rapper is in the grand scheme of what the world looks at it as, right? And so it just goes to show you how limiting we can be with everything. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, and this is something I noticed too, because I noticed it. Of course, you only really notice things you used to do or that you do, and that's why whenever somebody calls somebody out for something, it's because they really call themselves out. They just don't realize
real time.
But by saying things like that, as a rapper or as a doctor, as a this, you're trying to give yourself some authority. So because you think that your words won't be trusted without giving it that authority first. And so you're weakening your own word instead of just saying it. Or you might say, as so and so always says, or you might say, as my mama always says, or my daddy always, like, instead of just say it. You don't have to preface it and stand on your own word. Let that be enough. But when you give that power away to other things and other identities, you're kind of lessening your own.
And that just goes to show that we are professionals or not giving ourselves power. Like, even from the standpoint when we were talking earlier, giving the power to the cause, like, and not giving yourself credit, or being with someone and not acknowledging love is there already. Like, it's love here, but because it doesn't look like what I think it's supposed to look like, I don't acknowledge it either. I would rather acknowledge something completely different and let that be the pathway by which I build something on, versus saying that, hey, this is a loving situation, because guess what? We're both peaceful, we're both happy. And if I want something else to happen, meaning, like, instead of me saying I'm hurt to get somebody to hug me, why don't I just hug the person and get the hug? And it's crazy that that's how we're built up. And I know it's hard, like, me and you are talking, but we're still this way in our own ways, because you only know what you know. And so we're trying to figure out how to see what all boundaries and restraints are we putting on ourselves, so that way we can completely give ourselves the power to be what we want to be, or be how we want to be, because we still have those limitations. Go ahead, Jay.
Right. And that's why, like, it's important for us not to get caught up in ourselves, even as the authority. Yes, we're giving our power away, but like I like to say, to ask for understanding from the higher power, because our wisdom can exceed our level of understanding. And an example of this is, let's say somebody sees people playing basketball and somebody keeps getting stolen. The wise thing would he might say is, well, just take the ball, cuff it under, and run to the other end. But he doesn't understand the rules. So his wisdom is sound, but it's like, no, you can't do that. That's against the rules, because it's not up to his level of understanding. And because we're in this illusion of sorts, because we're in this repetition of giving away our power and not realizing we're giving it away, we need someone that's outside of that. We need an entity or a being that is constantly outside of that can give us that perfect vision, that thing to say, oh, no, you don't want to do that. Go here, go this way, do this, think that, let go of your thoughts on this. And so even the message that we're speaking today is not even our own. It's been taught from this higher source.
And the crazy part is the fact that we don't even see ourselves. Again, I know this is just, like, we don't see ourselves as an authority. That's crazy. Like, you're a person living in your own body, having your own experiences, and also not only just having your own experiences, having your own thought process on the things that you're giving out to people. Like I told you before, like I will always give you credit for quotes that you give, but you would tell me, but that's not mine. But I'm like, it is,
Right.
because I didn't I don't know who you got it from, regardless of who you got it from. And so again, it's like everybody doesn't live your life. Everybody doesn't have your experiences. And not only that, even when you regurgitate something that somebody's giving you, it's not the same. It's not the same. It's you. And the thing is, we give ourselves no authority. And I love you pointing that out when you said that we always try to put somebody else in front of us to to validate it when it's not even necessary. And being a parent, that's something that we're doing on a consistent basis, but we don't have to think about it, because as a parent, I don't have to say because somebody said this. I just say, this is how we do stuff. Just do it. And that's where I claim all my authority. But the reality of it is, every single time we speak, it doesn't have to be somebody that we see ourselves above, or it doesn't have to be somebody that we feel like we're ushering into something. It's just that we have to understand that people value us for us. We're only around people because of who you are. You only have the world you have because of who you are. And you should be an authoritative figure in all that you do. You should have the confidence in all that you do. And that's even when it comes to the pain or the mental illnesses that we're talking about. Like, you're right. After I twisted my ankle, the one thing that I do 100% know, my kids did not understand the amount of pain that I was in. Unless I say all day, man, my ankle hurt. Man, my ankle hurt. And so now what I've created is, okay, well, whenever something hurts me, it has to be the highlight of my day, right? Versus just understanding that I can set a stage, hey, my ankle is sore, but look at how I'm about to move. But again, we want to glorify all the wrong things. But man, go ahead, bro. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, like when we hold on to that, cause, it does change everything. Like let's say we are sore right now, and we forget, like, because we're sitting here, we're on the show talking, then we get up and you just feel all that soreness, like, oh snap. One of the first things we do is, why am I sore? Oh yeah, I worked out the other day. So now we're associating working out with soreness.
Hey.
So now we're limiting how much strength we can gain or how much output we could output all in that moment by going to the cause. Instead of, we just get up, we feel it, like, that's interesting, and just move on. Then it's like the cause that does not matter. Just be in this moment right now.
I'm gonna tell you what's cold about what you just said, though, because you literally said it, and I did like this, and I was like, oh yeah, I am sore. And then I thought to myself before you said it, why am I sore? And I said, because I worked yesterday. And it's crazy because this entire time I knew when I got up this morning that I felt sore, right? But I have literally forgot about it, and I didn't feel it until you said it. And that to me is a prime example of what we're talking about. But again, that's also the power that we have. Like, in any given moment, I could tell myself that I'm sore, and it could be there. And again, I'm not saying that the pain. I'm not trying to insinuate to anybody, because again, I know people go through stuff, and it is a mental thing for us all to be able to overcome. The reason why we're talking about this here is because we understand that for ourselves, and we're trying to be bigger than all of the things, not just the things that we're talking about, because we can't really hit on everything that we're going through because we can't recognize it yet. But the only way to get there is by continuously making it a dialogue, so that way we can become better at it. And that's what we're trying to emphasize to everybody else. I don't think that is easy. It can be, but that comes with work. That comes with you putting forth an effort, I should say. I don't say work. It comes with you putting forth an effort to try. And if you don't try, you can never get to that end point. So, like, I appreciate you even saying it again, because now it made me say, you know what? I actually am not sore. And in me saying that, it just kind of dissipated, and it's not even in the forefront of my mind, and I can focus on what I'm supposed to focus on. Go ahead, Jay.